What's going on, guys? Super9 and welcome back to another fantastic episode of SpaceBound. And today we are going to be creating a completely automated mining operation with ore processing. It's going to be awesome. We're literally going to be doing some Minecraft magic. So get ready. We are about to get really freaking nerdy. But before we get into that, I've got an epic story to tell you. So let's head over to the story corner. So between last episode and this episode, I thought it was OV. I thought SpaceBound was dead in the water, never to return to YouTube or any other video content ever again. It was done. Why, you ask? Because I could not stay on this world for more than 5 minutes. I was lucky if I could reach 5 minutes. And the reason why is because I had constant crashes, and it was from something that was called ticking entity. And I'm like, what is that? So I dove into the error logs, and luckily your boy is pretty good at, using his brain cells, even though it doesn't seem like I have brain cells. Long story short, I thought it had something to do with the fusion reactor because it started happening after we created the fusion reactor last episode. However, I was completely wrong. It was stemming from industrial foregoing and the fluid pumps that I had in the nether that were supplying lava to our magmatic dynamos. So I went into that nether, I ripped all those puppies out, and I threw them in the nullifier, and they ceased to exist, and they will never exist on this world again. And guess what? No more crashing. So without further ado, let's jump into creating this amazing automated mining and ore processing machine-a-majigger-ma-digs. All right, so let's head over to the nice little area that we are going to be setting up our amazing automated mining machine. I built this amazing bridge, and here we are. The room is still under construction. I need to figure out what I'm going to be doing over here, but this is basically the layout. So I'm going to put all of these things up here. This has got a downstairs as well. You can see that. That's where all the ore processing and stuff is going to be at as well. So with that said, I'm going to bust all of this out of the way here. Alrighty, so I think I'm prepared. I've mined out some of this stuff, and we're going to start by placing the cobblestone generators and the redstone furnaces. So what we just need to do is throw these guys down here on the back side of this stuff, just like that. And then next, we're going to whip these redstone furnaces right up in here like so, all the way around. Now we need to go through and change the input. I'll show you guys that layout real quick. It's going to be pretty straightforward. We're going to clear all this out here, and then we're just going to remain with these two here, except we're going to flop them. This one's going to be the input, and this one's going to be the output. So I'm going to do that to every single one, and then I'll come back to you guys here in a second. All right, so now that I've got all those configured, what we're going to do next is put down our auto placers all on top, just like so, all the way across. All right, so the next thing we need to do is turn this to pulse mode. Right now it's set on deactivation, so you just need a redstone torch, and then you're just going to right click, and we're going to go through every single one and set them to pulse mode. So now we're going to place our breakers in front of all of the redstone furnaces facing up, just as you see here, and then we're going to run through and do the same thing that we did for the placers and set them to pulse mode. All right, so now we just need to place the atomic reconstructors facing, as you see right here. The green dot's got to go towards us, and we're going to put that in front of all of these guys. Now, the next important thing as well is to set all of these to pulse mode with our redstone torch. All right, so now what we need to do is throw all of the lens of the miner on the front of these guys like this. And this is important because this is what's going to be handling the ore spawning, basically. We should probably actually throw some power in real quick. So with that said, let me take the cryo-stabilized flux duct that I have and throw them here. I think this is probably going to be the best area for this stuff. So let's run underneath and get some of this stuff set up down here. What we're going to be doing is we need to run power to the redstone furnaces. So I'm going to add the flux duct down here on the bottom of these guys, and luckily for us, this room is actually located above where I have the spawners, where the Blizz and the Basil Dazzle spawner is and stuff like that. So we already have power and everything literally right here, which is totally awesome. So we're going to figure out how to run this in here. Throw in the flux duct down underneath these furnaces, because they need some power, man, you know what I mean? So let me throw these guys in here. Now, I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to link everything together yet. What is good about this room, though, is it is actually built above where the Razzle Dazzle Basil spawners are with the Blizz spawners and stuff. That's underneath here in the Enderman spawner. So we have power and everything already right here, which is awesome. So that's going to make it super easy. Now, I'm not sure exactly how I want to run it in here, like I said, so we're going to have to figure that out. So I think what I might do, though, is kind of drop this here, because we do need to link these two. And I think I'm just going to run it like this. And that will be good enough for us right now. So now what we need to do is add all of these structural ducts in here. So we're going to throw these guys in like that. And this is going to be the fun part with these, because we have to do some configurations, because it is going to be important how these things fire. With that said, I think, yeah, we'll just marry these two like that. And then we actually have to go top side as well here and go behind these guys, our auto placers, and run this as well. All right, so now we have to go through and add all of these redstone relays. Now, I don't know if I have enough. I might have to craft more, but you just need to hold them in your hand, and then kind of, you can see where it's outlining. We need it facing this way, and you got to squat there. And of course, we're going to struggle. There we go. We got that one. And this is going to be fun. And we're just going to run behind all of these guys and throw this in. And then we're also going to do that down at the bottom as well. I'm going to put them up here as well. All these redstone relays. There's so many. And then we're going to have to sit here and set up their configuration as well. So we want to start with the auto placer first, and this one by default is going to be set up exactly how you need it, so you don't need to do anything. But the redstone input, this needs to be active, which it already is, and we need it on the red channel. So these guys, they need to be on input as well, and we're going to put them on channel green. So for the auto breaker, what they need to be on is input, and then this one needs to be on channel brown. Hey, this is me from the future. So I messed up on the redstone relays and I cut this part of the episode out, and I'm going to show you the correct part now. So yeah, let's figure this out correctly. All right, so some of the stuff might be a little bit farther along than where you're currently at. So just ignore all this. I'm just literally going to show you how to do the relay. So I have to run through and correct all of this stuff. All the color coding is still the same, so none of that's going to change. It's literally just doing this all the way through. So since all those are configured now, what we're going to do is actually add all of the item ducts. I'm going to be using impulse item ducts because they're a little bit quicker. So we just need to throw all of these on the bottom of the auto breakers, and then we need to go through and add the servos to these guys as well. Now, one of the things that we can do too, because we're so compact, and we can't use a lever and stuff, we might mess up some things. We can just click on this thing and then go to ignore there, or enable basically. So it's always just active, and we're going to set that for every single one of these guys. So then that way, this stuff is just active. It's going to suck all those ores out and put it into our processing stuff. All right, I've got all of that finished here, as you can see. So one thing that I do want to highlight that I forgot to mention was these can actually pass through redstone signal, these item ducts, which are going to be pretty handy for us. So what I did was I mined this little area out so I can kind of just hopefully get this wired in, maybe if I can jump shot this. Oh yeah, there we go. Hang on, one more. I am so good at aiming. There we go. So then that will pass through from our minecart, which is totally gonna be awesome. So I'm gonna build that up at the top here, but I think we're pretty much plumbed in for a majority of this. So yeah, you know what? Let's work on the minecart and getting that set up real quick. All right, so for the minecart, this is going to be kind of easy. I think what we'll do is I kind of want to set it here, I believe. So we're going to put a detector rail here, and then we're going to have a booster. And then we'll do booster, detector rail, and then booster, another booster, detector rail, booster. We'll just do booster there, booster and booster. And then we'll link all this together like so. Let me throw down the redstone torches to power this guy, all the booster rails there. Bust these blocks like this, so then I kind of know exactly where, actually I don't need that one. I know exactly where we're at here on the bottom. Because what we're gonna have to do is place our structural duct there. We're gonna have to place one here, and we're gonna have to place one here. And then we just can link these in any way that you want. I think I'm just gonna kind of go like this. And then we've got to link it into our system here, which we could literally just run it straight in like so. So now we just need to add all of these guys here like so. So we're going to start in order from the right side here. So this is going to be basically red for our output, and then we're going to have the green for the next output and the brown for this output. And then that is going to make this stuff work like that in order. I messed up. I put this as output. It needs to be input. So we're going to switch to input here. Yeah, I'm liking that. So I think what we're going to do is I dropped this down and connected it here. I think this is going to be the entry point for our main power source. So then this is also connected to all the stuff up there at the top. And I think what I'm going to do is just jump this right out here. So we might have to do a little bit of mining on the backside to get this stuff over here, but it will be pretty straightforward. So now the next order of business is the item ducts and how we're going to do the ore processing. So I think I'm going to set it up like this right here. So this is going to be a little in depth, but it's going to work, hopefully. So what I'm going to do is just run it over here from the ceiling, across the ceiling and into this chest. And now what I'm going to do is I'm not going to set any servos or anything in yet because I want to turn this thing on and get some ore generated and stuff and kind of go from there. I think we'll just kind of do it like this. That'll put it all into these elite enriching factories. There's going to be certain situations where we're going to need to bypass the enrichment factory and go directly into the smelting factory. So I think we'll just make that run like so. We'll just bring this across and then we'll just drop these guys down in like that. And to clean this up, we need to disconnect here, and disconnect here. And then just because I'm going to disconnect here just to make it a little bit neater. It looks cool that way. So then there's that. Now we need to hook up all the stuff at the bottom. And I think what we'll do is use these logistical transporters instead of the actual impulse item ducts. We're going to throw these guys in here like so. Change this to basically pull from these guys, and this will go directly into our dudes over here. All right, so the remaining thing that we need to do is have a duct that is dedicated to just bypassing everything. So it's just an item that cannot be smelted in any way, shape, or form. It's just basically a raw item that we can just put directly into storage. So I think the best way to do that for our current system that we got going on here is to literally just pop through the wall right here. And we're going to have to marry into our feed right here like so. All right, so we're pretty much good to go at this point. Everything is ready minus the servos that we need to add here, here, and here. But like I said, we need to first turn this thing on, let this thing run a little bit, get a feel for what we need to filter out. All right, it's finally time to add this minecart. Let's hope that everything works correctly. So here we go. We're going to push this on and oh yeah, look at this stuff. Look at this. We are just totally doing it right now. Man, we're going to get tons of ore doing this. So I'm going to stop this real quick and add that in. No, don't go backwards. No, what are you doing? Stop it. Just quit. There we go. Okay. All right. It's under control. I got this situation. I know exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm a Minecraft pro, yo. So to configure this, we're going to put the servo here and the ores that we can get. So what we're going to do is click this to whitelist, and we are going to add every single one of these ores by just clicking on them like so. And that is all set up. We just need to click this to on. So there's that. Now they should be getting dumped into this and working, but we don't have any power. Yeah. Woo, that's going to be a hard one. There's only one solution to this, and that solution is exactly this right here. Without rearranging everything that I just did, I don't need to see the front of it. I mean, who needs to see the front of it, right? So we can just kind of hook this thing in, and, it's good to go at that point. Sweet. Okay, so it's in working order so far. So we had to do a little weird stuff with the power, but I mean, who cares? Who cares? We got the blue lights on. We know, if it's on or not. Look at those. So we're good there. So everything looks like it's in working order, and maximum I've seen is it peak at 63. Still is better power-wise than the digital miner. The digital miner running Silk Touch was running at 160K per redstone tick. I think this is a good solution. It saves a lot of power, and it is something that is a set it and forget it, and it's tileable, so we can make this bigger and change it in the future as we progress and stuff. Where with the digital miner, after it reaches its maximum range, you've got to break it down and move it and do all that stuff. This, you don't got to worry about at all. So I think with that, we are going to end this episode of SpaceBound. Hopefully you enjoyed this awesome mining machine / ore processing machine. It is amazing. It is going to save us so much time and effort, and we're going to be able to get so many ingots and ores and everything that we need to progress further into our endeavors. So with that said, SuperTouch39 is out. Be safe, be kind, know that you're appreciated, and I will catch you in the next one.